going on, dads? And welcome to the Betwixt, recorded on Monday, February 15th, 2021. I'm your host, John, and thank you for joining us tonight for some Nintendo and Kevin.
Hey!
So we are joined here with my buddy Kevin. Kevin is someone I met through Facebook groups. He's part of the Denver Retro Gamers, the Denver Switch Mob. Since we're doing, the Betwixt every single kind of week, we try to do something different. I asked if he would join us, and he's here. How you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm super excited. I'm nervous. I was so excited to come on this show and talk to the great Drew, but he's not here, so I guess I'll have to deal with you then.
Maybe I'll have you fill in, and you can do it with Drew. He's a handful.
I like it.
The thing about Kevin, Kevin has hosted several of our parties for the Switch Mob, and he had the coolest house. Although I think you just moved too, right?
It's been 6-7 months, but I'm filling in really well here.
I can't wait until the pandemic's over and we can all go to your house again.
Oh yeah.
But you have the coolest. Like the first time I walked into your basement, I had seen there was a picture of half of it or so, and the first time I walked in the basement, I was like, I want to live here. Like maybe I can negotiate just living in his basement. He had a full bar and TVs and arcade machines, those 1-ups all over the place. Just game stuff everywhere, amiibo collection, just everything. And then we set up, you had all the consoles set up on various TVs. It was just the happiest place on earth.
It is, yeah.
Now you've moved, but your arcade's looking amazing, even more amazing, I think, because it's all in one room.
It is, yeah. I still have multiple TVs in other rooms set up for Switch play, but this is my main room here. But yeah, I'm ready to go.
So cool. All right, well, so we are going to do the typical format we usually do, but we're going to have Sadie give us a top 5, and we are going to kick it off right now.
Number 5.
So, Kevin, we do this
Yes.
in every episode. What have you been playing?
Oh, what have I been playing? Happy Festival Day. That is today in Animal Crossing, the 15th of February. So I checked
today?
that out today. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I might need to look.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm still on Animal Crossing. I play it almost every day. But other than that, I've been playing. My New Year's resolution is to play more games. I never make resolutions because they don't last, but when you get involved with wives and kids and houses and jobs, sometimes gaming slides to the background. So this year I was like, I need to play more games. I need to keep up with John because he's posting these 30-second reviews every day about these games, and I need to play. So I've made that my mission to play more games. But so far I've beat. I'm on a track to play 5 games a month. Beat 5 games a month.
Beat 5 games a month.
Yeah. I'm playing shorter games. It's so hard for me to sit down and delve into a big RPG with life. So I play shorter games that can be beat in a couple hours. That's just kind of my pick up and go. I play a lot of games in handheld mode on the Switch because.
Are you playing the Switch Online type stuff, or what are these 2-hour games? Mario 2.
I played a game called Phobia, which is
That's
a little platformer. It looks scary, but it's not scary.
Okay, just eerie.
It's just a little short 2-3 hour game. Get the story, and I'm very story driven too, which is hard to find good story games that aren't long.
Correct.
Journey of a Perfect Circle was one that I finished recently. That was a little platformer, 2, 3, 4 hour game, but it had a good story, it just kept you involved. And that's what I've found the more that I've been playing now is the game, I turn it on, start playing. Is it fun? I'll keep playing, you know.
Mm.
But if I lose it, if it's like a grind, I'm gonna drop it.
These sound like it looks like you're getting more into indie games.
Mm-hmm.
Are you perusing like the great deals area? Like, how are you finding these games?
I am perusing the great deals area, as well as suggestions from, places I read online. I just got the Sayonara Wild Hearts because of you.
Yes.
I saw you love that game, so I picked that up. I don't even know what it's about. I don't know what kind of game it is, but you suggested it, and I saw the screenshots, and I was like, this looks wild. This looks different. I'm in.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I've picked that up, but I haven't started that yet. But yeah, any kind of game that looks fun, whether it's indie or first party or on any platform, I'm in to have a good time for a short time.
Cool. So in these shorter games you're playing, do you have what would you like? Do you have any recommendations or little? Because I love indie games, and Switch has really become my indie machine.
Right.
So and I have a few indies lined up myself that I can talk about. But is there any little hidden gem or something that you've been playing that you really like?
I don't know about hidden gem. I think all the info's out there, and to dive into.
I hadn't heard of either of the two games you just mentioned. So
yeah. I played those two. I played The First Tree, which is
never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a shorter game. You play as a fox, kind of not in third person. You play in third person view of a fox, and then it's weird. Towards the end of the game, you switch back into first person, and you're a human. But it's a very short game. Great story. Great graphics actually on the Switch. So yeah, I'd recommend that one as a quote hidden gem.
Cool.
Kuso. Have you heard of Kuso? I played that the other day and thought of you.
How do you spell it?
Kuso.
I'll take a look and see.
It's just it's a brutal platformer if you don't use, it's got a slowdown button.
Oh, I see.
So,
the assist mode.
Yeah. If you don't use that slowdown button, it's brutal, but I love platformers and I love, the challenge of that.
Yeah,
I actually thought of you because you're always about I want 100% things. I want to get this challenge.
I love brutally hard platformers. I don't know why. It actually looks like was that game called VVVVVVV?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like because I see a character that looks like a stick figure from an Atari game.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's it. And when I turned it on, I was like, have I played this? No, it was the VVVVV game. So. I played through this, but there's you can play through the main story mode, or there's extra add-on levels that are free, and it's they give you a certain number of lives. And I ended up beating it barely on normal mode, but it's it can get brutal for sure. Okay,
I always play the normal mode. I don't like doing hard mode. Oh, it's like $5 right now.
It's pretty cheap.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anything else you've been playing you want to talk about besides the one game we're going to talk about later?
Yeah, I can wait on that one. I'm trying to finish Spider-Man Remastered.
Wait, Spider-Man Remastered? Oh, the PS5?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Did you play it on the PS4?
I played it for 2 hours.
Okay.
And then realized I've heard your commentary on the game about the collectathon that it is and how many different missions there are. I got into that and I was like, I don't have time to do that. So when it came out remastered, I bought it obviously because it was basically a launch game with Miles Morales, and I got back in, and it's a fantastic game. So I'm still trying to finish that up, find the time to do that.
It's a really good game.
Yeah,
I played it right before the PS5 came out, which is fine because I'm not going to get a PS5. But it was funny that just as we were finishing it, it was okay, well, Miles Morales comes out next week.
Yeah,
and I was like, I am not in the mood. Yeah, and there's all the DLC on that game too that I never finished up, but there's so much to do, and then Miles Morales comes out. But yeah, it's a great game. I'd love to see what it looks like on a PS5, but I'm gonna have to wait for that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Playing some Oculus 2. I fired back up my DS.
Ooh. DS or 3DS?
2DS XL.
Wow.
So got back into some Mario Golf. I'm with Drew there. Can't wait for that new one to come out, allegedly. You know?
Did you say that because of Drew? I mean, he's like a Mario Golf nut
I love
job.
that game. I love that. That's like, when I fire it up, that's the game I go to.
Is that the World Tour one?
I believe it is. Yeah.
I think I bought that and tried that and like really couldn't get into it, but I should try that again.
Oh, it's so much fun. Yeah, love Mario sports games.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Anything else? I can't. The moment you are about to start, like literally, the moment you're about to start Sayonara Wild Hearts, just ping me and let me know so I can just like imagine the music in my head and like imagine what you're experiencing for the first time. That's definitely a game I wish I could play from scratch.
And you've mentioned I need headphones for that, right? I need to immerse myself.
You can do headphones or have like a surround sound experience going on, like loud. I mean, but like it's not a game that you put on your TV and keep it low because the kids are sleeping or something like that. Like It has to be pulsating. So in your like basement, maybe just pulsate it. Mm-hmm. Oh god,
link in, just
to put that into perspective is that like if you want to troll me in gaming, tell me, like, because I've seen reviews do this that say, oh, I wish the game was longer. It's only about an hour and a half. And it's like, you want to see me get like enraged because that game is like it is not a game to play to the credits and then turn it off and never play it again. It is a game that I think I'm up to almost 30 hours into it now because I started playing it again this past week. Is to keep playing because there's all these achievements to do and medals to get, and like,
that's awesome.
If you play it for an hour and a half and then just don't care to get gold medals and everything and unlock the YOLO modes and all that, like this past week there was this one gold medal I hadn't done, which is the final level in the game that you unlock, and you have to play through the entirety of the game from the first track to the last track. It's like 22 levels in a row without dying. If you crash one time, that's it. It's called YOLO mode. And I had a bronze medal in it, but I didn't have a gold medal in it. And to me, it was probably the hardest thing I would ever do because I'm really bad at perfection in games. I feel the pressure. Yeah, like I clam up. And going through 22 levels and not crashing means like the last 5 levels I'm going to be like shaking. And so I had like the day off from work Friday and I was like, I'm just going to play. Or no, this was like Sunday. I'm just going to try to do the gold medal. And I did it on my 4th try. I did it.
Nice.
And I thought I had 100% of the game. And all I did was unlock the wild rank, which is above. No. So there's bronze, silver, gold, and I unlocked wild. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's like, you got to play every level and get the wild rank. And I was like, no, like I actually lost my percent completion because now there's all these levels. And it turns out that wild rank is you basically have to be perfect in the level. So you have to get everything in the level. And some of the songs are like short. Some of them are like 35 seconds or whatever, but some of them are like a couple minutes. Yeah. And you have to get every single heart and be perfect. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't do that. But I've done it on 4 levels so far. So yes. It just gives me an excuse to keep playing. Yeah. But I'll never finish it all. There's no way.
And I know you're a completionist, so that means a lot to you. You are a dad who finishes.
It is, yes. There's a hole in my heart. But very few people have even unlocked the wild rank. So I'm like, okay, I'm still like in that top tier. It gives me a reason to keep playing the game, but I have no hope of ever completing. So
You got it. I mean,
Yeah.
you did Celeste, right? You unlocked all the A, B's, and C's sides and all that.
Not the C sides. I got
Okay.
I did all the A's and B's. I'm still like two or three short on the C side, and I don't think I'll ever get back to it.
I can't imagine.
The C's are really hard. I mean, like, to put it in perspective, like getting past one screen, I will die hundreds of times to get past one screen. It's just, I didn't say I'm great at hard platform. I just say I love hard platforms.
Yeah.
But given enough time, I'll get through it.
And they have something that just keeps you coming back. Like, I made that mistake. I'm not going to do that next time. I'm so close.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the draw. That is the draw. Love that.
So yeah, this past week, I finished up Stardew Valley. There were some games that I've been wanting to like just finish up or do more in. We just talked about Sayonara Wild Hearts, which I'm still sort of playing. Stardew Valley is one I'm done. I talked a lot about this on Twitter, but it was a game. That. Yeah, it was a game I had started like 3 or 4 times. Made a character, started it out, and then just got bored because I'm not really big into this genre. But I've heard that this game's really good. And so I wanted to get through the 2 years for the first time. And man, there were times, I mean, I swear, I think it's all I played for like a month on my Switch. There were times when I was just playing it and I hated it. I'd wake up in the morning and immediately just go back to sleep to like skip a day. And then there were times I was just addicted to it. I couldn't put it down.
Right.
I was trying to finish the community center, or I had some real tangible goal that I was trying to accomplish. But there's just times in this game where you're like, I don't know what I want to do right now. I don't really, I don't have this impulse to fish or mine. You know. And by the end of the game, you go through the 4 seasons and you got to, go through 2 years as sort of the ending. But the last season in the year is winter. And you can't farm during winter. You can't plant anything. And farming is kind of like the best part of it to me. So I really hate it. And it feels very isolating and cold. And it's just not fun. Fall has these beautiful fall colors. Yeah. And you do all the farming. So I literally, when I finished, by the time I finished, what was it? Fall, I had finished the community center and I had done pretty much everything I wanted to in the game, but I had a whole season to go, winter. And I spent 5 minutes going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep for 4 straight weeks. And I was like, are my goats going to survive this? Like,
my goats
I was almost scared. And then, you get visited by the ghost of your grandfather. And then I was done. I was like, okay, I'm good.
Credits roll?
I don't think you get a credits roll, but it's just sort of the spiritual ending of the game. But you can keep playing for years and years. There's people that do. Right. Most people will just start a new farm and do different things. It's a great game from the perspective of you can focus on mining instead of farming. You can focus on farming and instead of doing anything else. You can be a fisherman. You can decide what you want to do, or you can work on your relationships. I played the game for 2 years and I didn't get married, right? I'm forever alone.
Good for you.
I just wasn't interested in it. And, that was it. But I did mining and farming and fishing. I kind of did a balance. It would be a fun game to play and just say, how big of a farm can I make? And like, that's your only focus. I don't need to go mining very much. I just want to see how big a farm I can make. Yeah.
So in comparison, like in my mind, this seems like a 2D top-down, more intense version of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it's different because of the farming aspect and the mining aspect, like the things you do. Like the relationship part is pretty bland. You can talk to people, but like it's really just like you give them gifts. And if they like it, it'll increase the friendship level. And that's it. It's like, to put it in perspective, Michelle, who's like, 700 hours into Animal Crossing, she's like completely been addicted for like a year.
That's great.
She got Stardew when it first came out, like 3 years ago or whatever, when it first came to Switch. And she played it like a couple of game sessions and then she's never touched it again. She just wasn't interested in it.
Right.
So it does, if you like Animal Crossing, it doesn't mean you'll like Stardew. It's more of, I think, if you like Story of Seasons or Harvest Moon or something like that.
Okay.
You would probably like Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really like it, but I also am not like super into Animal Crossing either. So
Right.
So, yeah. So yeah, no, I spent the last couple weeks just kind of finishing off, playing more completion. I've been working on Cyber Shadow, trying to complete more of that on
Cyber Shadow.
Yeah.
How is that? That's on my to-do list. That's in my queue.
Super hard platformer.
Nice.
A lot of people, including myself, thought it's like a new Ninja Gaiden. But it's not. It's more. I think it's more Castlevania.
Okay.
But like it just feels like a retro game, and it's done really well. It is really hard, but it's like, I would say, like, since Shovel Knight came out, and obviously it's published by the same team. Cyber Shadow is as good a retro experience as since Shovel Knight.
Wow.
There was
big talk.
Yeah, the Messenger got a lot of hype, and I really didn't enjoy the Messenger. I didn't either. Like the backtracking, right? Like warping around. Oh my God, it was just a nightmare.
It was fun, like, until you got to that backtracking part, and then it's like, I'm done.
Yes, I know. I totally hate played the end of that game. I just wanted to finish it, but it was like, oh, let me warp to something that's only like 5 miles from where I need to go.
Yeah.
And that one, Panzer Paladin wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. There's probably been some other good retro games, but Curse of the Moon was a really good retro game. I love that game. But yeah, this one's as good as
I picked that one up
Knight.
from you. I still have it.
Yes. I just got the sequel, Curse of the Moon 2, digitally. So I'm looking to start that one. And they just announced that for limited run games today. Curse of the Moon. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been playing. What do you say we move on to the next topic?
Let's go.
Number 4.
We've got some questions from the Discord. I said we'd be having a guest on, and we got several questions thrown your way.
Fantastic. I'm here to answer questions the best that I can.
The first one here is a little welcome from Drew.
Hey, I knew he'd stop by.
He said, "Hey, Kevin, welcome to the dirtiest and darkest video game podcast out there." By the way, I'll note it's not quite as dirty when Drew is not here.
Oh, shame. I need to step my game up.
Exactly. You could make up for it. Welcome to the dirtiest and darkest video game podcast out there, and thanks for filling in for me. Big shoes to fill. Question. Is Wii Fit Trainer the hottest Nintendo character of all time?
You know, I know where Drew stands on this, and it's hard for me to disagree with him. Now, is he talking about the hottest Smash character or the hottest Nintendo character of all time?
Hottest Nintendo character.
I think Drew went safe with that pick. He really went safe with that, because that's like the most like humanoid looking character you can pick without him looking like the true freak that he is.
But she doesn't have a face. So I think that says a lot about what Drew is into. Like, he doesn't want a face. He wants a body, and that's it. And
body.
It's disturbing. And I want to apologize for Drew's opinions on the matter. But so you're going to say not the hottest character of all time. Are you leaning Peach or Daisy?
You know,
tough
I was not prepared for this question. I'm looking around my room at all the hot Nintendo characters, and they're all staring at me, judging which one I'm going to choose. So, yeah.
All right, that's what we're going to do.
Let me go safe and say Rosalina.
Right, that's a good choice.
That's my safe pick.
I like the eye thing, too. Like, their hair kind of comes, and you only really see, like, one eye. That's a good pick.
She's kind of mysterious. Like, you don't know where she comes from. She might just pop up in your dreams. She might just show up in your bedroom. You never know.
Now she
where
was in.
Rosalina will
Was she
show up
in-
next.
She's in Galaxy 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
But like, aside from like Mario Kart appearances and Smash or whatever, I don't even know if she's in Smash. Is she in Smash? No.
She is.
Oh yeah, she is with
with Luna.
Yeah. Is she in any other games like where she's like a significant character? Just a playable character.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But to Drew, I mean, look at Rosalina on a motorcycle, and then look at Wii Fit Trainer. If she happened to be on Mario Kart 9 on a motorcycle, that's where Drew's beat right there. He's beat.
I think I like Rosalina a little more than Wii Fit Trainer. I think you're on something. None of them are Camilla, but that's okay. That's fine. We'll move on from that.
Or Bayonetta.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, we'll never see her again, though. Come back, Bayonetta. All right, we got a question from Tim. This is an interesting one, actually. I already know my answer, but I'll be curious with yours. What is your most favorite Nintendo reward or merch item? And so we'll limit this to like physical things, right? Like a physical Nintendo item.
Yeah. Yeah. This is huge. I had a neighbor who said, I've got a friend who really wants to come over. He's a gamer, a collector, wants to come over and see your basement. And I was like, sure, this is pre-COVID where people were allowed to hang out.
Sounds so weird.
So I was like, yeah, bring him over. And he comes over and I'm like, look at all the systems and games I have. And he like completely bypasses that and goes straight to all the like little trinkets and collectibles and things. It's like we as collectors, we can all go out and buy a Wii U or a Virtual Boy on eBay, but it's those little weird, odd things that we don't have that you only see like once or twice in a lifetime that really draw us in, And that moment made me realize like, I love like the little junk, like it's not junk technically, but just the little stuff that's like unique and you never find, and like that's what draws me too. But yeah, I like the little stuff. I like the collectibles. The Nintendo. What was the first one? The Nintendo Points Club.
That was
what was that called?
Wasn't that just Nintendo Club? Club Nintendo.
Club Nintendo. That's it. Yeah. Where you could like type in the codes from your game and then redeem physical items.
Right.
That was really cool. What'd you get from that? I know you got something good.
Well, so it's funny you mentioned that because I was not aware of what it was for years. And I was buying a good deal of games. And they had put up an item on Club Nintendo, and I had a friend at the time who was like, oh, I need points. I really want to get this item. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the Club Nintendo item. And I was like, what is that? And it's like, oh, those codes that come with the game, you can enter them in and get points. Then you can spend those points and buy things. And I was like, oh, really? And so I look at my shelf and there's like 1,000 games on my shelf. And I start going through games. And I'm telling you, I racked up so many points, even on some used games that I had bought, just racking them. And I had a ton of points, and I ended up getting the thing that he wanted. I think he did too, so it's not like I got it. But it is the Luigi's Mansion little, it was a 25th anniversary figurine.
That's the one I'm missing, John. That's the one I'm missing.
I left it sealed for like a year, I think. And then it was like, this is stupid. And I opened it up, and I can see it. It's right over there. Nice. The box is gorgeous, so I keep the box, but the figurine is like, it's outside the box. And I just love it because it's just so unique, and there's nothing else like it. And I know it was like worth quite a pretty penny on eBay, but I don't even know what it's worth anymore. But that's like my favorite little piece of merch right there.
That's great.
So good.
I know. I always wanted that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to work for in Tennessee. I used to live in Tennessee. I worked at a junk removal company. And so I would take these dumpsters to people's houses, and they'd fill them up, and I'd come pick them up and then go dump them. And when I would dump them, I'd look and see what's going on, and then what did you all throw away? And I found so much stuff in those. I mean, people would throw away video games like it was trash. You know, I just I got so many Club Nintendo points that way, so many systems and games, and I mean, I just racked up. So I took advantage of the Club Nintendo. I got the little Mario statue with Bowser and the whole crew there. That was my Club Nintendo score, but
I need to see what that is.
Yeah,
the rewards were really cool back in the day. Then they ended it, and only really recently did they start doing the physical rewards again. And I think
Have you cashed in on any of those?
I got where is it? I got the Xenoblade Chronicles. I'll hold it up for you. The Xenoblade Chronicles phone holder thing. I don't know. You have to pay like $5 shipping, and so it's like there's like this level. But I wanted like other stuff, and I've been really slow on it. I didn't get the pin set. And now, like, everything that comes up with the Mario challenges and stuff, I'm just like, I'm out. I'm just not in the mood.
Come on, man. Don't give up yet. You can do this.
I know. I should get back to it. If they make you look at, like, websites, I went to Cold Stone and got ice cream. I did all of that. And then I couldn't get the pin set because I was waiting to buy the game physically. But it came out physically, and then I had no chance at the thing. So just bad experience, but
I can't believe you missed out on the pin set. What do you think about the pins sets?
I really like them. It's just one. I mean, it's just going to end up on your shelf.
Yeah.
I will probably someday go on eBay and overpay for a pin set. But I really like them, and I wouldn't mind putting them on things. I have a couple patches. I actually have. Where is it? I have the Sayonara Wild Hearts patch.
Ooh, that's nice. That's clean.
And I have, what is it? Oh, yeah, I have a Celeste patch from Limited Run.
Oh, jealous of that one. That one's great.
So I want to get some article of clothing and put the patches on, or like a coat or something like that. And then I can see putting...
You need a jean jacket with the patches and the pins.
Exactly, yeah. And then I would put the pins on it.
Security at the airport.
Yeah, so once that happens, the pins and all that stuff. I that's what I need. That's what I want.
Yeah, because I've got a lot of the pins, but I don't do anything with them. So for me, it's hard to collect those. Those Penny Arcade pins. Have you seen those? The Mario 35th Penny Arcade collection.
What is that?
It was recently released. It's on Nintendo's website for sale right now. I think they're like $25 a piece for 3 different pins, but for each game in Mario's history. They're pretty sharp. They're reselling for an absurd amount, but like it's hard for me to justify buying those things because I'm like, what will I do with those? Will I pin those on something, or will they stay in a package on my shelf and just collect dust? You know.
I think it's easy to justify taking them off because it's just a little piece of paper wrapper. And you can save it and you can put them back on. It doesn't damage anything. You're not breaking the seal.
That's true.
I mean, I'm looking at, like the Legend of Zelda, like Link's Awakening ones are pretty cool. They're like, $30 for 4. That's an expensive habit.
Yeah, I know. It is.
And that's Animal Crossing ones.
Yeah. Oh, now I've tempted you. Now you're shopping.
I need to stop looking at this. I do love the pins, but I'm not like a pin guy. But yeah, like they're just so cool. Like pins just look really great. They're better than stickers too. You can use them, and once you like the thing with stickers is that if I put it on my shelf, now if I get rid of this shelf, the sticker's gone.
Right. Yeah.
So
I've gotten really into the T-shirts. I've wear Nintendo clothing every day, like a complete fanboy.
Right.
But you saw the pictures I posted on Facebook of the T-shirts that come in the Mario box. They look like the Mario games, but they're in the
I remember that.
Boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember saying to you, "What is that?"
Yeah, I've got.
You're like, it's a shirt.
Super Mario Brothers 2. It looks like the actual game, but it's a T-shirt inside. I've gotten into. I'm collecting all of those. Those are on the Nintendo website too. Like, and those are selling for crazy amounts too. Like,
are you taking the shirt out though? Are you wearing the shirt or no?
Yes, I'm wearing the shirt right now, John.
Are you wearing it? You're wearing it right now. What are the odds?
I did.
Because you're holding the box, and I'm like, does it have the weight of a shirt in there that's probably vacuum sealed? Or did he say, yeah, because you'll never get that shirt back in now. It's
no,
it's
it's vacuum sealed in plastic. And I debated hard, like, should I open these or will those also sit on my shelf and collect dust? But I had to rock the shirts. I opened them all, except for the limited edition original Mario Gold version. I left that in the box, just as a collector. So
you didn't buy a second one?
I don't know. Well, you could only get, those things were limited to 85 or something per size or something. It was ridiculous to score one of those things.
Size. All right, I'll wear a triple XL, whatever it takes to get one.
Actually, the one I got was triple XL. I'm not gonna wear this anyway, even if I do open it. So left that one in the box. But yeah, I'm into the clothing. I'm into the rewards and all that. But this I brought this just for you to see. I have no idea where I picked it up, but it's a carry-on cocktail kit.
What is that?
And it's Nintendo themed.
Nintendo.
Yeah, what's
in there?
Aromatic bitters, cane sugar, a bar spoon, and a linen coaster. So apparently you sneak this onto an airplane to make your own drink in the airplane. I don't.
Is that licensed though? Is that officially licensed, or is that like they could get sued if they get caught?
It's got the Nintendo logo with the registered trademark on it. So
that doesn't mean nothing, man.
You're right. I could have screen printed that on there and said that was Nintendo branded. So
yeah, it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario.
Wow. Yeah. That's bizarre.
But that's I like collecting little trinkets and things like that. That's it's one of my hobbies.
All right, we have a second question from Tim. Let's say second or third. No, this is the third question. No, this is the second question. Never mind. Let's start again.
Okay. Tim second.
All right, we have a second question from Tim. No matter what system, I think this question is more for you because I think he knows for me. No matter what system, what games were you into in 2020? Which is interesting. Is like maybe just pandemic games too, but I think people want to know more about you. What kind of games you like to play?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, platformers are high on my list. Excuse me. Good grief. Obviously, I play a lot of. I'm an Animal Crossing fan. I've been playing that.
Not a
nonstop. Yeah, not a platformer. Yeah, totally went. And I had never played an Animal Crossing game before this one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like new to the series, new to the genre, and I picked it up and I was hooked. And my whole family was. It's like me and my wife and daughters were playing, and Celeste is at my island. There's a star shower, and we all hop online and go to that island. It was a family affair during this. During the quarantine and the pandemic, which really I think made it sink in more. But
are you guys all playing on the same island, or do
we all have different switches? We all have different islands. Yeah.
So this is a 4-switch family we're talking here.
Right.
Nice.
At least a 4-switch family. Yeah. I'd rather not comment on how many Switch consoles I have in the house, but yes, we all have our own islands. But it's helped me complete my art collection, and I've 100%ed that. And I'm not a real big completionist, unlike yourself, unless. I really like PlayStation where they offer the trophies, or Xbox with achievements. I would love for Nintendo to do something like that. It would drive me more to 100% complete those games. But, I've got my sights set on can I 100% Animal Crossing? Like, it's close.
Okay. So crazy story. I have a friend. His name's Dillon. Mm-hmm. And he is the kind of gamer.
Dillon, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know Dillon. He's the kind of gamer that gets into one game for a long amount of time. He's like the 1,000 hours in Splatoon guy.
Yep.
He's got Story of Seasons coming up, and Animal Crossing is one of those games. He's like really deep in Animal Crossing. And he looked up what all of the little the Nook Miles tickets are. Mm-hmm. And so he took some time to unlock all of them. So like, you have to water your flowers one time to unlock that card. And you have to, go visit Harv to unlock that card. And now he's working on finishing all the cards.
That's me too.
One of the cards is the Nook Miles Plus, where the little special ones where you get the extra bonus Nook Miles.
Yeah.
You have to do 3,000 of them to finish that card. And this was like a month ago or so where he's like, okay, I need to do 2,000 more. And it's like, wait. Is this 2,000 miles or 2,000 tasks? And he's like, each task you do is one.
Oh.
And so he was doing 100 a day.
Wow.
Which has to be one of the blandest things I think you can do.
It is. Like, it's like shoot one balloon, sell 10 seashells. Like that's one. Yeah. Oh,
exactly. Yeah. And he finished it off like 3 days ago. He sent a little. He managed to squeeze it into a 30-second one of the 30-second videos where he cashed it in the last two. Then he unlocked the thing saying you did them all, and then he just did a little party popper, and I'm not sure if he posted that in the group. I think he did. I have to look.
I need to see that. That's amazing.
Unbelievable. So,
that is dedication.
I just can't. Yeah. I mean, 3,000 means you have to do 10 a day. It doesn't seem like a lot. And I'm sure there's some people that are getting close naturally, but many days I don't do any of them. I mean, like I'm just not paying attention, or maybe I don't play for a week, and so it ends up where you have to do hundreds a day if you want to get it done really quick. So, like next year, I think a lot of people will get closer to that, like naturally. But like, God, we're like 11 months in.
You just killed my dream. So thank you to you and Dillon for killing my 100%ing Animal Crossing dream. So
right, because even if you did it, somebody else did it before you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
But played that a lot in 2000. Smash Brothers casually. I like playing that game. I'm terrible at it, but when new characters come out, you have to get in and play it, right?
Same way, yeah.
Mario Kart, I've gotten into now once a week. I play with my cousin in Atlanta, my brother in Charlotte, my uncle in Knoxville. We all get together and play Mario Kart online.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna secretly stalk you and like jump into your game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the more the merrier, because it's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of us, and then the rest are computer players, and we're like, we need more people in there. So sure, absolutely, yeah.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, my brother, all he plays is Mario Kart and Tetris 99. So like, he's really good at those two games, but that's all he plays. Like, that's the only games he ever plays in his life. So
that's too good. Mario Kart is a forever. You can play that forever. It's still fun to play online.
Oh yeah.
I would pay for Nintendo Switch Online if it was just to play Mario Kart. It's still so much fun to just go on. And every time I jump on after a long time not playing, I find myself playing for like a whole week. It's just so addicting and fun.
It does. It draws you in. Love it. I have played. I'm a classic guy. I'm a huge Punch-Out fan. So I'll play some version of Punch-Out at least once a week, as well as Space Invaders. I've always been really big into Space Invaders. I don't know why. There was a local brewery here in town a couple of years ago that said, if you come in and set the high score on our Space Invaders arcade machine, we will give you tickets to the beer festival. And I was like, that is it. Beer and video games, I'm all in. I went there. And I set the second highest score. And I was like, And I mean, I put my all into this. I had the second. It was like, I don't know, 30-something thousand points. But that's a lot for that game. I went home with my head hung. And 2 days later, the owner called me and said, you actually won because the guy that got first works here and cheated and like played overnight and like hacked the game. He was like, so you win the tickets. And I'm like, yes. So I went and picked the tickets up and took a picture of me holding the beer festival tickets in front of the arcade machine. So Space Invaders just has my heart at all times. So I play that a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, love
what
Space
machine
Invaders.
was that? This is going to be the second time we're talking about Space Invaders, but did that machine have the rollerball on it?
That machine just had the 2 buttons for left and right and then one button for fire. It didn't have a joystick.
Oh.
So you'd have, I don't think it had the rollerball, but it had like a left button, a right button, and a fire button.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I am thinking of Missile Command. I have just realized now.
Yeah.
I am thinking of Missile Command, not Space Invaders. I mean, like they're similar, but okay. I am thinking of Missile Command.
Right.
Jeez. No, and the Space
That's when
Invaders.
You said rollerball. I was like, I'm missing one.
You're just being nice to me, like I don't know what he's talking about. I love the Space Invaders, the classic arcade machine. I saw it for the first time like 6 years ago and was like, whoa, that is like really cool. But Missile Command is I want the rollerball one. That's like one of the machines I would love to have.
Yeah.
Cool. And now we have a third question from Tim.
Tim is on a roll.
What would be your perfect version of the Switch? And by that, he's referring to external themes, home screen themes, hardware, OS updates like folders. What is your perfect dream Switch?
By external themes, that means you turn on the home screen and it pops up like a picture of Mario without you actually turning the system on. Is that what that is?
No, I think that's like a limited edition, the colors, like that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I love those, don't you? I know you're a fan of the external themes.
I can't I have to get them all. But I can't. I didn't get the Fortnite one. I've been broken. I can't get them all. But I was trying to get the Joycons, but yeah.
Did you get the Smash one?
No, I did not get the Smash one. I did try. I didn't when it came out. I probably could have pre-ordered it, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to get that. And then I was like, no, I do want that, and it was like too late. I couldn't find it.
That's the one I wanted. That dock was so cool with all the fighters on there.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the external themes. The internal themes, I'm not a big fan of those. I got my fill on DS and they kept pumping them out. And then I was just so confused onto which one I would want daily. Like, do I want to play the Mario theme background today or the Zelda theme? Like, It was just too much, Now I like the classic black. I would love to have folders. That would be huge. The DS had that. PlayStation has that. I would love to put my game into folders, click a folder, and then boom, there are all my Wii Fit Trainer games.
Right. I would take tiles, like the 3DS tiles. I remember the first time I discovered you can hit the button and make a bigger grid. So you could because in the 3DS had just like it was like the Switch, it was like one row, but then you could like do it and have like 4 or 5 tall, and I was like, oh my god, I can have all my games like taking up this screen. Like I would like just want that. I don't even need because then you can like arrange all your Jackbox games in one area of the grid or something.
So
if they just gave us that,
perfect.
That would be perfect.
And Wii U had that. Like Wii U, you could line them up in grids like that.
Yeah, you can pair them all together. That's all I want. Just instead of one row, I just want multiple rows. That's all I want.
That's perfect.
Yeah, on a black.
I don't want it too fancy. Yeah, on a black and purple Switch
with Bayonetta.
Yeah. I don't want too fancy. Give me Bluetooth. Give me maybe a slightly bigger screen, maybe a little thinner. The quality's fine. I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts on your perfect Switch? I think the Switch is perfect.
We're going to talk about the new Switch that just came out shortly, but I want a Switch where the Joy-Cons don't come off. And I don't mean a Switch Lite. I want a regular size Switch, like you said, with a bigger screen, like a little less chrome around the edges. And I want the Joy-Cons to just be all one unit because those Joy-Cons can get squeaky, especially when you press like the plus and minus buttons on them. Yeah. And I am not a fan of like when the Joy-Cons get wiggly on a Switch.
I've noticed that. Yeah. I've noticed your multiple YouTube videos on how to fix that issue.
Yes. I have tried it with tape. I've tried it with like the Satisfy grip. Nothing works perfectly enough for me. So I would like a large Nintendo Switch Lite. And I mean, like you can put external Joy-Cons. Why can't I just dock the Switch and then just grab a different pair of Joy-Cons. Like, I don't need to take the Joy-Cons off. I understand if you just want an all-in-one system. But at this point, like, when I dock it, I'm going to use my Pro Controller or anything else. So I just want it. Let me just keep it there. And then so they should sell that Switch so that it comes with a Pro Controller, right? So just package it together. You'll save money on, the electronics, taking the rails off, and just have a completely connected Switch, and it comes with a Pro Controller, and there you go.
And that will never happen.
And it'll be black and purple, and it'll have
Bayonetta on the front.
Yeah,
it will come with a Bayonetta theme.
Oh, yeah, so perfect. Oh my God.
I do love the Pro Controller. I love. I played 90% in handheld, so I like your idea of having that all locked into one console. I'm looking at the Wii U right now, and I'm like, if that were thinned down, we could have the new Nintendo Switch Lite Plus XL. It would be beautiful, yes. But the Pro Controller, yes, absolutely. You got to have those detachable Joy-Con though for Ring Fit Adventure and for Mario Party.
Yeah, like I said, just get more Joy-Cons. Just leave them on. It's like the Switch Lite, right? You can use external Joy-Cons with it. You can't play like Ring Fit; it's just too small of a screen. But sell me the include Joy-Cons in the package. Give me the Switch with the controllers on it. Okay. Give me a separate set of Joy-Cons. Okay, let's forget the Pro Controller. So you have the separate Joy-Cons too, and just leave them on. Just give me the option, You
just want the Switch Lite XL to connect to the TV.
That's exactly what I want. Yes.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with. I mean, that's hard to argue with. Because I love the Switch Lite.
Yes.
But I like having the option to connect it to the TV.
Exactly right. It's a great Tetris machine too. But yeah, when you use the Switch Lite, when you press those plus and minus buttons, man, there's no creaking going on. It's nice and solid.
Yeah,
I love it. I just wish that screen was bigger. I could if the screen was the same size as the Switch, I don't even need the docking. The docking would be great gravy. You might as well do it, but I don't even need that.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of hardware, let's move on to the next topic.
Number 3.
On February 12th, we had a kind of unofficial Mario Day. 3D World, Bowser's Fury came out. We got 2 new cat amiibo. And we got the red Switch, the red and blue, they call it, Switch. Did you pick this up?
I did not. I'm happy with my Animal Crossing Switch. I'm showing my true colors on this podcast of my love for Animal Crossing, but
you're out there, Kevin.
It was very I'm laying myself out there.
It is a gorgeous Switch, that Animal Crossing Switch.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's not to go on a tangent, but the version 2 from the version 1 Switch, I love that there is a definite difference in it's thinner, it's lighter, it's faster.
Is it thinner?
I think so. When I hold my older Switch and then pick up the Animal Crossing Switch, like I can tell the difference.
Oh, interesting.
Like the weight and thickness. I may be imagining things, just knowing that in a blind taste test, I may be wrong, but
I have an original Switch in my living room still, the Pokemon one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out after because I've noticed that Joy-Cons don't always line up with the Switch, and now you have me thinking it's because it's somehow a little bit thinner. But you definitely notice the battery. I love
for
the
sure.
battery. I will more likely put my Switch down near my bed and not throw it on the dock right away. And then I'll play it the next day, and sometimes even to a third day. Whereas before, it'd be like, no, if I'm going to bed, I better throw this thing on a dock because I need the battery power.
Yep, same for sure. Yep. Yeah. But no, I haven't picked up the Mario Switch yet. It's very intriguing. I love the red dock. I'm a sucker for the docks. Like the systems are all kind of, I can get by, but the docks like pop, on your shelf. You need that bright red, but. I saw that you had posted it needed a little more blue.
I agree. I did get the red Switch. I love to get a new Switch from time to time. I generally will always. I have 10 system boxes right now for the Switch. I'm sorry, did I say 10? Yeah, no, I have 10.
10.
10 system boxes, and generally what I do is I'll buy a Switch, keep the box, and then sell my old Switch without a box to some person who doesn't care. And but yeah, when this Mario one was announced, I was like, I have to have it because it's a red Switch. The Switches have always been black.
Right.
And I honestly didn't like the fact, like, I love the blue adornments, the rails and the dog bone, but like when it's all handheld,
looks awesome with those red controllers. It looks sharp.
But the red, I was a little worried that the red was too red from all the screenshots and all that stuff. And I was like, but I'm going to get it anyway, because I will complain. My last Switch, when I got it, I got a brand new, like, vanilla Switch. I put the Joy-Cons on, and they wiggled a lot, like more than any other Switch I had. And I was like, what is this? They're wiggling. And I, tried many different things. The tape does work to a point. But when I got this
was a version 2 model?
It was a version 2 model. And so when I got the red Switch, I was like, I really hope that issue is fixed. And it is. And I think it's a per console thing, but it is. Like, my Joy-Cons are really super solid right out of the box. So I'm like, immediately, it was worth every penny to get that upgrade. And I got to say, like, the thing about it, I'll hold it up for you. The thing that I really like about it is that the black really pops. And then if you look at the top, like the audio port is black and the buttons are black. And when you see it in that context, the bottom has some black, like on the power buttons. And then the back has the kickstand, which is weird that this black kickstand is there.
Yeah, that does kind of show out there.
It does. But in the context of the whole system, the whole red and black looks great.
Yeah, it does.
I am smitten with it. The only problem I've had is the dock is red, and that's beautiful. But I use one of those dock socks, and right now it's a Legend of Zelda dock sock, so it's green and black, and so it's totally contrasting the red.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I'll buy another one that has a red theme to it, because I can give this to somebody else in the house. But right now, I'm not really enjoying the red dock. The carrying case looks amazing as well. So.
Yeah. Is it the Mario? Does it look like the overalls or is it solid red?
No, it's not the overalls, but it's like a red one with a blue zipper, and then the yellow, the little, I don't know what you call them, little zipper hangers are yellow. Yeah. So that looks really great. And if they ever do themes, I'd probably choose a red theme, because I was going to say, that's what I did on 3DS. If I got a blue 3DS, then I put a blue background on.
I did the same.
So I would love to do a red, but I tell you, and I was worried when you're looking at the Switch and you're playing a game, it's red everywhere. And I was worried that was going to color contrast, but man, it's like most games have like sort of a black base to them, and it just looks really good. So I'm really happy.
It does. That black does look sharp on that red. That's what, when you said it kind of needed more blue, I thought about that, and I thought, maybe blue buttons on the Joy-Con or some blue, the blue kickstand or whatever. But man, that black against that red pops really good when you showed me it right there. Yeah, it looks really sharp.
Yeah, now, I have a second one coming in, by the way. I ordered on GameStop.
You just can't stop, can you?
No, I'm gonna sell it, retail to somebody if they need it. But
sure.
I ordered it on GameStop for delivery, but then it came up on Target local, and I can pick it up, and so I just went for it. But
that's my plan for the next.
I was gonna wait for the Switch Pro to come out, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be a Switch Pro?
I do not.
You don't think in 2021?
I don't think there's going to be a Switch Pro ever.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm crushing your dreams and everyone else's out there. As a realist, I'm trying to talk really to those of you who have these aspirations of Switch Pros and new Nintendo. What's the announcements that you want?
A Direct?
Nintendo Direct, yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
there will be no Switch Pros and no Nintendo Directs. I'm sorry to crush all of your dreams.
I think the directs are dead, although I really wish they weren't dead, but I don't think they're coming.
I do miss the directs.
Switch Pro makes so much sense.
It does.
Just give me a souped up Switch for $500.
$500.
Give me a give me a 64 gigabyte, SD card in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not asking for much.
No.
Give me a 1080 screen if you can. I don't even need that. And just let me play like some of these games, like The Witcher or something, and just a little bit better frame rate. I mean, I'll pay whatever for it. Doesn't matter. Make it a limited edition. Sell it for $1,000.
Have you seen the recent sales of what the regular Switch is doing?
I mean, you can't even find them in stores.
I believe it just passed the 3DS. Was it last month?
Yes.
It's like 80 million sales.
Yes. Which is surprising because I own 13 3DSs.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't sell my old 3DSs. I would just buy new ones.
Yeah, but you do that with the Switch.
The Switch, I don't.
If I'm selling cheese to you and you love the cheese and you buy the cheese and everyone buys the cheese and I am completely sold out of cheese, why would I say I need a bigger, better cheese to sell for more money, even though I just can't keep the regular cheese in stock? Why would I give you better cheese when you're loving the regular cheese?
And yet they sell expensive cheese. So I'm not sure your metaphor is working here.
No, I just absolutely came up with that off the top of my head. Like, if I'm selling you something that everybody loves, why would I?
How about this?
And I can't keep it in stock.
Okay. There's about 80 million Switches that have been sold. How many unique people do you think bought a Switch of that 80 million?
Well, not counting me and you, I'd say about 78 million. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say there are multiple Switch owners. Yes.
Okay. Let's say there's 50 million unique Switch owners. Okay. We'll say 30 million Switches were bought by people who have another Switch in the house. And that's there's surely a lot, but let's just say 50 million.
Yeah.
If they put out a Switch and said, this Switch is twice as powerful, your frame rates will go up, the games will not have new assets, they're just frame rates will go up. And that's it. Now, maybe some games can do assets, that's fine. But I'm saying is just frame rates will go up, memory will go up, loading times will go down. That is the effect of the Switch Pro. How many of those 50 million people do you think would buy a Switch Pro?
10.
10 million? Okay.
Yeah. I think that is your hardcore gamer audience. I think that the other are kids. A lot of children are Nintendo fans, parents, casual gamers, Animal Crossing fans like myself. I don't think that the Switch Pro appeals to 80% of the Switch audience. I feel like it's more of a 20%, draw. And I feel like Nintendo did some things with the Wii and the Wii U where they upgraded the Wii to the Wii U and didn't really, added a U to the name. I feel like we can all agree that was a bad decision. I feel like that with the Nintendo DS and 3DS and new Nintendo 2DS XL and 2DS XL, and I feel like the name changes confused a whole lot of people there.
That is true.
I would keep it simple. I like their revisions on consoles like they're doing now, like V1 and V2, where we know as a gamer the differences, but it's not confusing the consumer.
And if you bought an old one, it's still a Switch. I mean, it's not like
the only people that are going out and buying the V2 are us, because we know, and there's no price difference. There's no shout out, no name difference. I feel like those slow inclinations could be great. I would love Bluetooth on my Switch. I would love, like we talked about earlier, the bigger screen and the higher processing and the 60 frames per second and all that. But do I want to pay for that? Of course I do. Me and you do.
Yeah.
I don't think that the company as a whole is going to think of the consumer as. I feel like they've tried that before and not succeeded.
Okay. I mean, no, what you're saying makes sense from that point of view. It will keep everything simpler and that sort of thing, especially after the Wii U and like maybe causing confusion there. It would be amazing. Like, some of these games like
we all dream
Doom
about it. Me and you,
Eternal.
we dream. Me, you, and John especially, or me, you, and Drew especially, dream about the Switch Pro. But
what if they put out a special dock that I don't think you could do it, but what if they put out a dock and it was if you just bought the dock, it made your Switch like a Switch Pro? That would be cool.
Why don't you invent that? You make the dock that. Yes, you're a very smart man, John.
I need very smarter people than me do that.
It will read the Switch, upgrade it to 60 frames per second, and read a Switch Lite to connect it to its TV.
I'm surprised. Has anybody hacked the Switch Lite yet, or is there really no? I'm surprised.
I've heard of.
I think from day one people were thinking that, but I guess not. Interesting.
And I see people online saying, I'm not going to buy a Switch. I'm going to wait for the Switch Pro, but I would not hold my breath personally.
Till next year. I gotcha.
Or, once the Switch sales start to decline, then I would start to consider it, but they've been on top for over 2 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a long streak. They're still outselling PS5s and Xbox Series X's easily.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why you would change the recipe when your cheese is selling so good.
Oh, with the cheese already. All right, moving on.
Number 2.
Bowser's Fury has come out. Mario 3D World.
Mario 3D World, yeah. Plus Bowser's Fury, yeah.
Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Have you been playing? What do you think?
I have. My daughters love the original Super Mario 3D World. My Wii U is hooked up currently because they love playing that. So when I told them that was coming out, that was like a day one purchase. Like, we're buying that. We're pre-ordering it. I rarely pre-order games, but they're like, this, we want this game.
And they can play it right on their own Switch.
Exactly, yeah. So yes, I did purchase it. The Mario 3D World is it's great. It's a fantastic game. Like I feel like they're re-releasing a lot of the Wii U games because not a whole lot of people played the Wii U or played those games. But man, that's a fantastic Mario game, especially multiplayer. I don't like a multiplayer because my daughters pick me up and throw me off the edge. But it's to play it with 4 people is it's great. It's fantastic. And the speed, I did notice, I read online that they increased the speed of the game, and I kind of saw it, especially Toad, man. He flies on that game.
I think it's just the hardware it just does it better. It's kind of as if it's like a pro, it makes all the games better. But yeah, I think that's been nice. Does. I haven't tried Mario 3D World on handheld yet. I've only played that docked. And I've heard that it looks just as great on the handheld as it does on the screen. The only thing I've noticed is that Bowser's Fury, if you play Bowser's Fury, play that docked because it looks not great on handheld. The frame rate's way lower. It's play that on the screen. I mean, I played it for like an hour handheld, and I was suffering just because I was in a room and I couldn't play it docked. It is a joyous looking game to play docked.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And that's what I played it docked for a few hours and then went and switched it to handheld. And I'm like, nope, I cannot do that. Not after having it, on this big screen. And it's such a beautiful, large world to explore.
Yes.
Love it. You want that on a big screen and to run around and things. I played it, docked with the Pro Controller. But then, switching it back to handheld, I felt like I was like squinting to see what was going on. And I don't know if that was just my old age and terrible eyes or if that was the quality of the screen. But
I don't even understand.
Definitely enjoyed it docked.
Yeah, I don't understand technically why it dropped so much. I mean, it's still processing the whole game. I guess I don't really understand what's in the dock to really understand that problem. But it is weird that there's such a big frame rate dip. But man, like I've played mostly just Bowser's Fury. I think I just got to World 2 on Mario 3D World. But I was able to 100% Bowser's Fury, not because it was something that I like set out to do. It was just something I wanted to do with a passion. I just loved the game. And I think there's like 100 cat shines, but you only need 50 to beat the final boss.
Okay.
There not even a hesitation when the final boss was defeated. I was like, oh my God, I'm not done. Don't roll those credits.
No.
Like, we are still going. So much fun. Some of the best parts of Mario games, especially the newer ones, is like the stars, finding the stars on levels. And in this case, you just have to like, a lot of times there's like these little puzzles and like, how do I get this cat shine?
Yeah.
And just finishing the game and then just denying yourself, finding the other ones is just like, what's the point of even playing? Yeah.
Yeah. That's like having dinner without dessert. I agree. Like, it's and it drew me in. When I first turned it on, I was like, okay, this is fine, And then I got the first cat shine, and it's like, there's another island over there. And then I got that cat shine, but then I went back to the first island that I tried out, and it's like, oh, there's a new cat shine to get here, and that's what drew me in. Yeah. Like at first, I was like, this is an open world. I'm just going to run around with really out any direction. But then I realized that if I bounce back and forth between islands, there's going to be new objectives every time. And
because sometimes it's not there
automatically. Yeah.
Yeah. I had trouble understanding what to do like in the beginning, but like it was like, oh, there's no more cat shines here, and then later it's like, oh, there's a new one, and then sometimes you get one and then there's a new button right there and you do another one. But it was almost like a little chaotic. Even at the end, I don't understand the concept of the game, whereas if the furious Bowser comes and you find a cat shine, it'll turn on the light tower and he'll go away. So technically, if you come across a cat shine, you could just wait for Bowser to come and then just pick it up and he'll go away. It's not a perfect game design, but it's really like just play and find cat shines. Don't overthink it. But it is a little
just
weird.
Run around, have fun. Yeah.
And he comes out.
I have done that. Bowser. I've noticed one of the walls that can be destroyed by Bowser's, flame. And when I remember where that's at. So when he pops up, I'll run to that wall as quick as possible, let him blast it and grab that shine, so he will disappear. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've played that game. Yeah.
And you can warp after you beat it, which makes it like really easy.
Ooh, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
Spoilers, John. Spoilers.
Well, it's just like you can warp now, and it's like, okay, cool. Definitely when Bowser comes out.
Plessy gets me around quick enough.
Plessy is I always like joke with my kids that I did not like Plessy in the original 3D World. So when there was a Plessy level, I'm like, oh, this guy, and they'd be like, oh, Plessy's cute, leave him alone. And I would just go after Plessy mercilessly. But in this game, Plessy is like, you just go near the water, he's there, you're like, zoom. What a great addition. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
So much
love that.
Yeah. Really love it. So, God, it is a really great package. I did not think I would jump into 3D World. I had 100%ed that on Wii U, but I'm just going to do it again.
Me too.
It's so good. It's just And the thing that was always tricky about it, this is like, I almost feel bad, but when I beat all the levels in 3D World back in the day, I realized very late in the game that, to really 100% this game, you have to beat every level with every character, right? And I think there's 6. I can't remember. I know you unlock Rosalina at some point, but there's like 5 or 6 characters. And I was like, oh my God, okay. So I can beat each level. I've already done that once, but I got to do it with 5 characters, one after another. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, you can just do a 4-player game and go through the level. So I had my kids all play. I was like, here you go. Here's your Wiimote. Here's your remote. Like, all right, we're all going to play. But then, of course, this was like, how many years ago? This game came out like 6 years ago or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
So they weren't that great, Bob, Like, it was like my oldest at the time would have been probably like 6 or 7. And then like 6, 4, and 2. They're not going to do it. So I actually had them sitting next to me. I would race through the level because you didn't have to get all the stars and everything again. And just when I got to the flag, I'd say, okay, guys. everyone jump into the game, and then they would, and then I go, everyone jump on the flagpole. They would, and then I go, okay, everybody out of the game now.
Yeah.
And I'd play the next level by myself. I mean, how bad a dad am I at that point?
That's terrible. That's
they're sitting there, and all they want to do is play. You're terrible, and you're terrible, you're terrible.
Props to you. You did find the loophole.
I did find the loophole.
So
especially on those last
look
levels.
on the bright side.
Yeah, like when you do the last couple levels. The last level is really hard, but the one that gives me nightmares is when you have to do like the 50 levels in a row that are like 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
That one gives you nightmares. That's a level where you want to just have everyone join in once you get to the end. I can't imagine doing 10-second levels with 4 people running into each other. Not going to work well.
No fun. But yeah, it's a great game. Solid. I definitely recommend that one.
And number 1.
Speaking of Bowser's Fury.
Yes.
Monthly Mayhem is here. We're a little late on this, but we have been planning this Mayhem. We are going to be doing, for this month's Mayhem, I guess February and March, Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's going to be great. Here are the rules, and the rules could not be simpler. I love, like when we do Mayhems for games that already existed, it makes it so much easier because we kind of know the rules. But we are going to be doing, starting today, which by the time you hear this is going to be Tuesday, February 16th. It is going to run until noon Eastern time, March 14th. You have just under a month.
Wow.
The rules are quite simple. You get 1 point per green star in the game. That is 380 possible points. That's a lot. That's like what? Is that 125? I can't even do the math on that. You get 5 stars in the Captain Toad levels, so it doesn't divide by 3 typically. You get 1 point per stamp that you find. There are 85 in the game. And this is going to combine in with Bowser's Fury, 1 point per cat shine. There are 100 cat shines in Bowser's Fury.
Wow. Yeah.
A total score of 565 is perfection. I anticipate, Kevin, that we will have multiple people who get all the points.
565, really?
565. I think the thing about this game is everybody loves this game. And there's already people in our Discord that have completed Mario 3D World on Switch. And I know I've completed Bowser's Fury, but there are a lot of people have rolled credits on Bowser's Fury already. I think a lot of people are going to go for a perfect score because this is a fun game. There's no reason not to. And you don't even have to. You don't have to do all the characters to get all these points. So that's even better. So that's going to be it. And then we are going to have a tiebreaker. We will announce it a little bit later into the contest. And it's probably going to be a high score record on one of the levels. But we're gonna figure out which one that is. We want to see which level is the true decider. What's the hardest level? Something that we can get a true record break on.
So now for you to qualify your score in this, do you have to redo Bowser's Fury and get the 100 cat shines again?
No. Since obviously we're not starting this contest until like 4 days or so after the game comes out. So, the people who have a whole bunch of coins or a bunch of stars, stamps, cat shines, just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a good rule.
Yeah. We've done that before with some of the other games, not this one. There's, dozens and dozens of hours that are going to be poured into this one. But so see if you can go for the perfect 565. Drew is going to post a score sheet for this one tomorrow. And this is going to be a good one.
I'm excited to see who wins. It sounds amazing. Sounds super fun.
It's going to be a good time. Very competitive. So this is going to be good. And you have less than a month to do it. In fact, this is a short month So we're talking 27 days.
Yep.
You just get the best score you can. And remember, the winner wins the prize. And then there's also the lotto. So for every point that you can get, you get more lottery balls. So you don't have to try to 100% this game to win the $10 in eShop credits. So
I love the lotto. There's so many people who have won your lotto with one ball. It's literally,
yes.
Just
Literally.
play the game.
Just play.
Shot.
It's happened multiple times where somebody who was like the worst score got the prize. But like the thing I love about, not every contest gets like everybody to play, but I love when the first party Nintendo games comes out and everybody is playing this game already. So we expect possibly to get a record in terms of participation here because everybody's playing Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. So I want to see us get to 20 people entering into this contest.
20 people.
So if you haven't participated in this, you have to be in the Dad's Discord. So you have to be a patron. $1 a month will get you into the Discord, and then just come to the monthly Mayhem channel, and you'll see instructions for how to submit your score. Generally, we have a scores channel, and you just post your screenshots there. You can post multiple screenshots if you want to give some progress as you go. Perfectly fine. I do the scores, and I'll keep getting your better and better score as we go. So, it's gonna be a great one.
That's awesome.
Good one to start with, and Kevin might be participating in his first one. We'll see.
I'm gonna try. I'm trying to figure out Discord and Patreon, but as soon as I figure that out, I'm in.
You're in.
I'm going all in.
You are in. Well, that winds down the show. Kevin, I hope you've had a fun time.
Man, I have had a blast. Thank you for having me. It's good to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you. Hopefully I'll see you at our next meetup. And I want to. Next time maybe I can hang out with Drew and you'll be gone.
It may be. I need a break. I think one of the last weekends where I did anything before the pandemic was we did a Switch Mob. I can't remember if you were at that Switch Mob. It was our 4 or 3 year birthday. It was on February 29th. You were at that one. And then the next night we had a game night with our we played Jackbox.
Right, I missed that one.
Yeah, well, you weren't invited to that one, Kevin. That was
okay.
That was different friends. Yeah. These are my grown-up friends, Kevin. These are the real adults. We're not the game group. But
I'm still mad that I didn't get invited into the Overcooked group. I'm still holding a grudge on that one.
We haven't done that in so long because of all this, but did you see that the all-you-can-eat has been announced for Switch?
I did not.
That is the I think it combines both games, or maybe it's just the first game. I think it's both games, but they redid the first game. Both games
and all DLC, right?
Right. Yeah, and they redid because the first game, if you played it on Switch, the controls were a little janky. There was something wrong, especially early on before they patched.
Yeah.
But this one is rebuilt in the second engine, which is much smoother, and that means you can play online the original product.
Yeah.
So maybe we can do like an online club. It's not as fun online.
Right.
But, we're still looking at a few more months at least, and so we'll see. But, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds fun, though. I didn't know. Do you know when that comes out?
I think it's March.
Okay. That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's soon.
Yeah. It's been on, I think, Xbox and PlayStation, but it's finally coming to Switch. Which it was very weird that it wasn't on Switch, and I don't know why they didn't have that ready. I mean, Overcooked 2 is on Switch. Overcooked 1 is on Switch. I don't know why, but maybe they just wanted to sell it on a few of those consoles before, because I know people will double dip, and I'm sure I'll double dip.
We will. We are the double dippers.
The double dippers. All right, that puts a wrap on it. Sadie, take us away.
The Dads After Dark show is a part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available, including iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. Be sure to join us on the Nintendo Dads Discord in the Dads After Dark show channel for some naughty After Dark talk. Follow us on Twitter at @NDadsAfterDark. Ask us a question, and we may answer it on the show. That's all for tonight. Good night, Dads. Sweet dreams.